What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. One of your hosts, Keena Johnson, alongside Nathaniel Roden.
What's up, everybody? Alongside Beardless Keena.
Beardless Keena. This is my new
handle on Xbox Live.
I could probably get that.
XX underscore beardless underscore Keena underscore uppercase X lowercase X.
I'm not a SoundCloud rapper. How you been?
Pretty good.
That's good.
Went to Sydney. That was fun. That'll be up soon, hopefully. Travel vlog, 2019. Luna Park. Dangerous as fuck.
Dangerous?
Yeah, dude. Luna Park does not look like a very fun place to go until you're there. And then it's really fun, but very dangerous. It looks like things could fall apart at any minute. You go on a roller coaster there, you feel like you could actually die.
I feel that's how they should be.
Yeah, maybe.
To a certain degree.
I mean, like, a lot of roller coasters, like, I was always terrified of roller coasters growing up. Go to Movie World last year, and I finally went on some roller coasters. My first actual roller coaster proper was Green Lantern. It was fun. And then I went on everything, and it was great. Been on the hyper coaster like 5 times now. Awesome. I love it. But there's like one mousetrap roller coaster at Luna Park, and it actually feels like the rails could come off at any moment. It's just filled with well, it's basically just made out of wood and tin and some steel welded together. Very rickety, very clanky, and it feels like, yeah, you could die. A lot of the roller coaster carts are pushed around to the front by actual people. It's not all automated. Yeah. Everything's just... It looks like a roller coaster mousetrap ride that someone built in their backyard. They did a really good job for someone who... Yeah, it looks like they've done a good job for someone who built something in their backyard. But this is a commercial place here, and it's... No.
Maybe this was someone's backyard that they just kept building. Like, what if we just kept making right? Like, yeah. And then it's just finished and further as adults.
It's weird. When we were at Luna Park, Rita Ora, the singer, was playing, which was very odd. We didn't go and see her, but yeah, she was there. What else? Someone took a shit in the street, and that was disgusting. But Sydney. That's what Sydney's like. You got to take the good with the bad there. We had a lot of fun there. Sydney was incredibly different. I wouldn't say it's the worst city in the world. Obviously, a lot of people like it because there's a lot of people that live there. But I would say it's like the New York of Australia. Anybody who's been to New York and know what New York's like, it's very much similar. Probably not to the same degree, but a lot of the things you'd see in New York happen in Sydney.
Here's the thing, though. New York has pizza. Good pizza. Didn't see that in Sydney.
No, Sydney's got an opera house. Not much opera.
No, not a lot of opera.
They've got a weird swimming pool. I don't know if you saw it when you were there. There's a swimming pool in the middle of the government park that's in the middle of Sydney, on the Sydney Harbour. There's a big government house there, and you can walk in and explore it. No one lives there anymore. It's just a tourist attraction. There is a brand new swimming pool there. It looks really nice. It looks like it gets maintained. It looks like it costs a lot of money to maintain. No one's allowed in there. I don't think anyone uses it. It's just there in the middle of this public park.
What's the fucking point?
I know. I'm like, why is our government spending money? Like, why is it?
Yeah.
Like, can you rent it? Like, can people go there and swim in it if they pay? Yeah. How much money does it cost? Like, who would pay that? Like, if you're going to pay a lot of money to swim in that pool, to be able to, like, swim in the pool, maybe get waited on, be able to view the harbour,
just go to the beach.
You'd want a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's not a big enough pool for a lot of people. And also, it's not very private. So I don't understand what the purpose of it is. I can understand it probably costs a lot of money and no one uses it. So, I don't know.
They should have just built a duck pond or something.
Although, something really nice about that area, there's public toilets there, and they are really good. they're really up to date, really well kept, and no one uses them. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm going here before I continue on in my path.
Sydney, what a
Yeah.
weird place.
Played a lot of Pokemon Go. You'll see a lot of that in the vlog.
Noise.
A lot of that. That's pretty much all I was doing. Like, you'll see a lot of Nina going, "Hey guys, we're doing this today," and I'm like, "Yep."
Noise. But Nathaniel,
Yes.
do you know what this show is about?
Yeah, I went on for a rant there. Hey. It's
You're
about
right.
pop culture things that we care about. It's also about people taking shits in Sydney. No, it's not. It's about
Taking shits in Fortitude Valley.
yeah. It's about Keena shaving his beard. This time, it's about beery. Sometimes it's about pizza. We like pizza. And it's about
Whether or not we like Xbox.
Assassin's Creed a lot of the time, and Xbox.
Correct. If you enjoy what you're about to watch, and trust me, I don't know if you will, because I'm super sleepy. And I'm having a stroke. Today's stroke day.
It's not leg day today, it's stroke day.
Leave a like and then subscribe. In that order, please, or in reverse order. I'm just going to do this for my show. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
also
even know. I
quite
went to bed at
sleepy.
like 11. That should be normal.
I don't know why I'm tired. I went to sleep at 3 a.m.
If you have a question for the show, please comment below and email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. We have a website coming. I hope that's up soon. But before that, before the website goes up, you can check us out on The Amalgam Show, at The Amalgam Show, on all the social medias.
Yeah.
All of them, including 8chan. No, we're not on that hellhole. 8chan's real.
Really?
Yeah. 4chan's like, how about we don't be as bad as what everyone thinks we are? And like, and then 8chan spawned out of that. Like, what if we're just proper cunts on the internet?
Wow.
Like, the bad cunts.
Wow.
I watched Russian Doll,
Yeah.
all of it. It's a
Mhm.
really good show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It starts off with this, like, woman who's, like, down on her luck. She's 33 or whatever. And, yeah. And by the end of it, it's like it's a self-improvement show.
Yeah.
Kind of like The Good Place. Very different tone, though. Like, Good Place, very cheerful, happy. This is like, but what if everything sucks? And you just have to work through the shittiness. Like, cool. I like that concept. Like, 'cause, like, there's too many shows, I think, that are like, let's just be arseholes to each other all the time. But these shows are like, arseholes can be better.
Yeah.
I like that concept. Do you know what Russian show is about?
No.
Russian Doll, rather. It is basically Groundhog Day, except you die and then you restart from your last checkpoint, basically. And then you go through the same day until you die again. Like, same, however long until you die. Like, you can last a couple of days and then die, but you don't really get that long. Because it'll always snap back. Like, so you will die. It's very, very interesting. It's got the redhead from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Yep, she's in it. That's pretty much the only star that I know in it. It's good. Check it out. It's like 6 episodes, and they're like half an hour long, shorter. It's really, like, it's well paced. It just gets in, gets out. The one thing I'm worried about is that if it gets a season 2, like, I don't want to watch another season of this. This was pretty much perfect.
Yeah. I know how you're feeling. Speaking of pacing, a show that's been terrible for pacing recently, Riverdale. I remember, like, when Riverdale first came out, I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
To me, I saw it and I was like, this is just another fucking show that guys are in, they've got abs, they take their shirts off, and women are like, oh my god, let's fucking watch this show. And that's all I knew about it when it first came out. Got with Nina, she was watching it, I got interested. I watched I watched everything up to that point. Like, it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. The latest season is just so fucking weird. And now that this season's gotten up to this point and everything's just happening, because the first 2 seasons, each character had their own stuff to deal with, but they all did it together.
Yeah.
But now each character's got their own shit to deal with, and they're just off with these other characters. doing like their own thing, and all of the 4 main characters are just doing their own thing. And
Like,
it's hard to
Yeah.
it's hard to focus on what's happening, and everything's supposed to be connected, but it doesn't really connect
Yeah.
now. And now that this is happening, I'm like looking back on the other seasons and going, hang on a second, none of my questions have ever been answered in this fucking TV show. They always like resolve a problem with this is the killer, or is it?
Yeah.
And then you never know. And nothing gets answered. And everyone's like, this person could still be out there, but nothing's happening with it. And I'm just like, has anything actually happened in this show? Like, I like turned to Nina after watching the most recent episodes and being like, what the fuck? Why have we sat here and watched this entire series? Nothing has happened. People have died. Stuff has been resolved. Like, the first season was really good because there was a main
season, yeah.
that main plot point got resolved. Things made sense. They went into the second season strongly.
Yeah.
The second season was so confusing. And I'm actually... This has happened 3 times now. They've used the same character as a scapegoat 3 times. But now he's dead in this show. His name is Tallboy, and he was a scapegoat for the first guy's murder. He was the scapegoat for the Black Hood in season 2, and now he was the scapegoat for the Gargoyle King in season 3.
What the fuck?
Yeah, season 3 got really fucking weird, and it's like supernatural, but they're like, no, it's not supernatural at all. But there's so many supernatural themes in it. And Archie also died at one point, but he wasn't dead. And now everything's just fucking weird. Everyone's relationships are null and void now because, like, the main characters, Archie and Veronica, aren't together anymore. Doesn't make any sense as to why not. Because, like, he left because her dad was trying to fucking kill him. And it was really fucked up.
Yeah.
And it still is.
Yeah.
But now Archie's just like, oh, nah, everything's okay. I forgive him.
Him?
Yeah. No, forgives her dad.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And they've sorted it out because Archie saved his life. Archie went in there to kill him. Someone went to kill him, and then Archie saved his life. Fucking really weird and dumb. But her dad's still out here doing really bad shit. Archie's supposed to be the hero, and he's like, nah, all is forgiven, I'm good. And it doesn't make any sense. But he's not even with Veronica anymore because of weird shit that's happened. And he's like a new guy, and he's going through this phase now where he's like, I want to fight. I'm into boxing now. And then it's
I hate when shows do that.
It's fucking dumb. And he went to prison for a while, and it was a weird prison.
CW has gone, within recent years, everyone's gone to prison. Arrow, Flash,
Yeah.
Archie. Like, they've all just, like, they must have had, like, a prison set. Like, let's just get the most out of this. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous how many CW shows have just gone to prison.
But, like, especially this season, like season 3, at the end of season 2, you finally find out who the Black Hood is, right? But then when you find that out, they're like, oh, there's a second Black Hood out there. They think that there's a second one. But they also say, oh, the whole time the guy who you thought was this person's brother wasn't really their brother. But they might be dead now, but you don't get to see the death scene, so they're probably not dead. And there's a second killer who's the same killer out there. And everything's just fucked. And you don't actually get a proper ending. They're just like, we half resolved this, let's move on to the next story. And I was really like, I guess that's okay. And now in season 3, it just doesn't make any sense. It's fucking weird. The pacing's shit now, and I can't find interest in it. I still watch every episode that comes out, and every time the episode ends, I'm just like, no questions were answered, and more questions were raised. Every episode.
It sounds like it's becoming just a really bad version of Lost at this point.
Yeah, lost in the fucking story, because I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, that show will get cancelled eventually.
It's,
Or go on for 20 years.
like, look, if they somehow, if the writers are super good, and I'm just an idiot, if the writers are actually planning everything and it ends super well in this season, I will think it's the best TV show ever because I'll be like, holy fuck, they just set all this up. And it makes sense. But now I think it's just turning into one of those shows where they've just written themselves into this hole and they're just like, let's just fucking keep showing abs. People will watch.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it looks like now. And it's just turned into like Grimm in season 4 or Supernatural in season 7 where things just recycle.
Yep.
And that's how it feels now. And it's
That
just,
shouldn't be happening in your 3rd season.
yeah. Like, but other than that, I also went to a comic book shop. I saw some Archie comics. I saw a really cool picture of Harley Quinn as like a 70s vaporwave in Japan. That was fucking cool.
That sounds really cool.
And I saw the Fables comics. I bought one of them. I've bought the first volume of the Fables comics, which is what Wolf Among Us is based off of.
Yep.
The guy was really cool who was in there. We might have him on the show at some point. He does his own podcast. I'm going to stay in contact with him. Can't remember what the podcast was, or else I'd plug it. But there was a lot of cool stuff in there. There's T-shirts from this little Asian girl that was local to the area. She draws these pictures from like the horror movies that she watches with her dad, and they put them on T-shirts.
Cool.
So it's like Scream, and it's like a terrible drawing from like a 5-year-old.
That's amazing. Like the opposite of Beat Cop.
Yeah.
Not Beat Cop. Axe Cop.
Axe Cop. And there's also their own. They have like a local comic book artist who writes a comic called Spewtown. It's in a suburb of Sydney. It's called Newtown, but he called it the comic book Spewtown. Basically, all of the bad guys were pushed out of Newtown, and they've all come back as like gross monsters. Yeah.
That's cool. That's clever.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The whole shop was awesome. They had a bunch of merch. Comic books, 2016 and older, were $1. It was awesome. And I also bought Gotham Academy.
Cool. I really like that series.
I found out that not only did Jared Way, who wrote The Umbrella Academy, he didn't just write that. Yeah. He also wrote the Japanese anime version of Spider-Man that was in Into the Spider-Verse. He wrote her character.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so different.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, that's what I learned from the comic book guy anyway. I don't know how true it is. I didn't look into it. But that's what he said. I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about a new comic that's been made into a TV show. I can't remember what it was called, but basically it's about a young boy who joins the Yakuza, and it's like if the Yakuza was Harry Potter.
Deadly Class.
That's it. Yeah.
It's being done by the Russo brothers.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read the first issue of that because it was the dollar comic.
It's
I
really
like this
good.
concept and never read any more of it.
Apparently it's really good.
Yeah.
And it's like the only rule they have is don't get caught or else you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So to me it sounds more like Percy Jackson. And because there's a lot more death involved, whereas like Harry Potter was like, yeah, you might die, but only if Voldemort is around, really.
Yeah, I think it's Harry Potter in terms of that they just go to a school rather than the death of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's cool.
Cool. The class, yeah, apparently even the show is really good, so people are like, yeah, no, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the comic sort of like runs its course and then just does recycling ideas. It doesn't really further itself. Like, I don't like comics that just burn out really quickly.
I love Deadpool comics because they always make me laugh.
Anything else?
Not really, no.
Cool. Speaking of Marvel, I watched Captain Marvel.
Yeah?
It's a good movie.
Does it fit into the universe very well?
Yeah, like it solidly, like it is the 90s. It makes lots of like references to stuff, like not very minor spoilers because you haven't seen it. Nick Fury is the main character, or the secondary main character in the show, in this movie, which I did not expect. I sort of expected him to be like how he was in Iron Man 2, just there quite a bit, but he's actively doing stuff in Captain Marvel.
How'd they do with making him young?
He looks good. Like, I don't actually know if he was CG. Like, I know he's makeup and he has a wig on, like a hairpiece. Probably very minimal because they made Agent Coulson CG young, and he doesn't look that good. Like, because the whole point of this movie is Skrulls. You're like, is he a Skrull? Is he supposed to be a Skrull? And like you see his CG face. He's not. But spoilers. Oh no. Anyway, but yeah, so that was really weird. But I think probably also Sam Jackson had a lot more reference points in the 90s that they can art from, probably, whereas the Coulson actor didn't really come into existence until 2008.
Yeah.
So yeah. What else was there? It's really good. My problem with the movie, which it's not told non-sequentially, because it's told through like flashbacks that she has amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that they did this for a reason, but it just made the story and her origin a little bit hard to follow. You do understand it by the end. It's just like, I wish this was like polished a little bit better. And it's also interesting because it's not a normal Marvel story where it's told very linear. It's very like, well, they do this and then they do this. My favorite part, she's comfortable with her powers from the get-go. It's not like, because the event happened and then it's 6 years later where she doesn't remember anything. Okay. So she's had these powers for 6 years, so she's super comfortable with them.
Yeah. And
she's just blasting everything away. It's great.
That's what I like about what the new Marvel movies have become. It's like they're not just telling origin stories anymore. Yeah. It's like, this is this story of the superhero. They already know what their powers are. Because we've gone through the learning that shit so many times, and it just takes up so much of the movie. Like, remember Green Lantern? That was fucking shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been a great movie.
Yeah. Like, yeah, training montage. Like, there are montages in this, but it's like, it's just to speed the plot along, not necessarily training montage like Green Lantern, like Spider-Man skateboarding around the place and then web swinging, which, yeah, I'm a little bit over. But there's going to be so many more superheroes that, like, getting to use their powers is a thing. Like, even like Man of Steel, it takes forever for him to fly and use something that's not super strength.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's Superman. Let's just get on with it. Shazam's going to be like that. It's just going to be like, hey, but at least it's probably going to be funny.
But to me, it kind of looks like he's going to discover his powers pretty quickly. And it looks like he gets the grasp of them pretty quickly. Yeah. From the trailer anyway. Because he's like, I don't know. And then he's like, oh, now I know. This is cool. I guess I can do stuff.
And like, one of those things where just like, they immediately know, like, oh, I can fly. Oh, I'm bulletproof. I know how this works. Like, it's not like, what is bulletproof? Like,
yeah.
They just get it. Yeah. And no, it's a good movie. It ties into the universe really well. It sets up where Captain Marvel's going to be in Endgame. It sets up... Oh,
really?
Yeah. It even sets up, like, more Captain Marvel stuff, like that stuff like, oh, can they do in the sequel? What can they do? Like, will it be also in the past, or is it going to be after Endgame? Like, they've put it in a really solid spot to, like, they can just do whatever they want after it. Characters are good. One criticism I've seen is that, like, it's a bit too girl powery, and I see where they're coming from, but I'm like, it's not that obnoxious. I think the examples people are using is like the music, like the music of very like 90s feminist songs, and to me, I don't know those songs, so I'm not like, oh, I'm so tired of this song. So I'm just like, oh yeah, this is the song. Yeah, I don't think the soundtrack is as good as Guardians 1, but few things are. Unless you know the soundtrack, they might be your favourite songs of all time or something, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, really good movie. Both post-credits are good.
Mm-hmm.
The twist in the movie's good.
Yeah.
And... yeah.
Awesome.
It's all good. Check it out.
I want to see it.
It is, yeah.
Probably going to see it after this.
7 weeks until Endgame.
Wow, that's one Endgame. That's the end of the game.
Yep. And then Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get it, but it's so dumb that they're doing it that way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, obviously we know that he's going to come back. Like, but I want to know, if it's going to be like they're completely just gone, or if they're going to be like they're still around, they're actually in like a pocket universe or something. I don't
It's
know.
probably it. Like, is in whatever the soul gem creates or something like that,
Yeah.
maybe.
Or maybe they're all with wherever Gamora is.
Gamora's just at the bottom of that planet.
Yeah, but she was basically turned into the soul
Yeah, that's what
stone.
people think. Yeah.
So, what if they're all just in the soul stone?
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know. I mean, like, it makes sense.
The Russo
Ish.
brothers finished editing the movie today, so that movie's
Today.
Yeah.
I fucking love the meme about Doctor Strange, and it's like Doctor Strange saw all of the possibilities and chose this turn of events because he saw that Tony Stark was going to be suffocating in space, and he thought that would be pretty funny.
I did see that. I love it.
I fucking love that so much.
That'd be great.
He thought that would be pretty funny.
You probably did see that future. He's like, oh.